Do you hear that lurching around the corner, Barb?
What I hear is your excitement. Mine is there, but not as big as yours, because this is Monster Month.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ryan Joyce.
And I'm Barbie Boy.
This is the Elora Fergus podcast, and today we're talking about all things monsters. And let me tell you, we have a couple exclusives. We are, of course, going to talk to Barb Lee, who is Sensational Elora, and she's one of the main organizers behind Monster Month. But we also have a very exclusive interview with a monster.
A monster. The monster. I mean, I can't believe you managed to nab that interview.
You have no idea how far down into a hole I had to go.
Nope. Don't go there.
Get this interview. And I am still wiping the slime off of my shoulders here.
Ryan, you did not go into a hole to get this interview. You did not. What did you actually do to get this interview?
I had to go beyond the grave.
That I'll take.
Okay. We are talking Monster Month. And Monster Month, for those who might not have any idea, it is a month-long festivity that celebrates all things Halloween. It began a long time ago. In fact, I got a chance to create a documentary called Monstermentary about Monster Month, and this was 5 years ago now, and I got a wonderful soundbite from the man himself, Tim Burton, who explained very briefly why this came to be.
This is Halloween, the time of year when we entertain the dark side with a sense of humor. There's been people who say, don't give credence to the devil. I don't have devils in my head. For me, this is just fun. My name's Tim Burton. I'm an artist and painter. That's my thing. This is this is sort of just a sideline.
So it's about celebrating the dark side of life, and I thought that was such a wonderful way. Tim has a very eloquent way of speaking in sound bites.
Wouldn't this be a great entry or intro to what Barb said about the dark side? Because it's not just the dark side, right? It's the dark side with that wonderful splash of light.
Here's Barb Lee, the head of Sensational Elora, talking about the origins of Monster Month.
It all starts, as always, with monsters. Tim Burton's Twilight Zoo. Tim Burton is a local artist. He started creating the Twilight Zoo little by little. I can remember when I had a business right on East Mill, just down the street from him, and he started mounting various size creepy crawly spiders going up the side of the old Forester's building. And that was the beginning of the thrills and chills. And it started to grow and expand. There was some inspiration. He engaged with the BIA to start mounting them. It grew and became this huge project. He kept making and creating, but he found it was becoming a burden, and he did a couple of incredible events at the Center for the Arts 2 years in a row. He and Julie Dennany worked and created this incredible event, the Twilight Zoo, and out of that resulted the fact that he realized he was running out of steam to maintain this. He had a conversation with Kirk, and Kirk very wisely made the decision to make an offer that Sensational Elora buy the monsters from Tim and take on handling Monster Month. And it has continued to grow since then. There is a range of things that happen. If you take a look at what the monsters look like up close and personal, they still look weird and eerie, but they are really paper, wire, and gauze, and just this incredible collaboration. But it's the imagination, it's the bones of the pieces that Tim has created that lend all of them a very specific, eerie look. We can all try to make them. Nobody makes them the way Tim does. And so what we do as an organization is we have an incredible crew of volunteers that annually take care of those monsters, the care and feeding of the monsters, from carefully storing them away in their cavern to sleep away until the beginnings of the summer, where they start to get a little creaky. They're pulled out and they have a little bit of a spa treatment. So they're treated to, pokes and prods, and they're kind of half awake. They're enjoying it. They love it. And then they get tucked back again for a bit more of a snooze, but already inside, they're a little more invigorated and percolating. And then come late September, we start bringing them out. And while they're still groggy, we mount them on the buildings all around town until the day that we do the awakening. And on the day of the awakening, the spirit of Monster Month rises, and all of that spirit infuses the monsters. They light up, they take off, and they are here to the whole month long wreak their own special spooky havoc on the town. And people come and love them. They are just incredible. And as Tim will always remind us, scary needs to be fun. And when he makes monsters, they are really scary. But he said, you get to poke fun at these monsters. And that's what we do the whole month long. And out of that has evolved incredible events. Julie Denny started the Monster March, and we continue. It has gotten so big. It's quite crazy. It's still a lot of fun. Families, everybody, kids of all ages, dress up and have a fabulous time parading through town and ending in a fun mini mash at the end. They create spooky wagons that we get to vote on. There is so much going on. Riverfest puts on a fantastic monster mash. All across Center Wellington, there's events going on. There are so many different things happening. I can't tell you, the House of Horrors, there's events happening, magic shows, hypnotism. There is more and more. Each weekend is really enriched with fun things for people to do, all relating to the idea of let's have fun with monsters. Let's have fun with scary stuff. Let's have fun with magic. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, so Barb really gave a really visual imagery of the monster's journey. And it is so interesting to see every year during the summer, they start to do the repairs on the monsters. And there's an amazing volunteer, Karen, who has been helping out for years and years and years. Karen and Dick, who spearhead the Monster Spa, I guess we should call it.
I love the way she said that. That was for me. I could literally have closed my eyes and watched that whole story. She just did a wonderful job sharing the journey of the monster as they approach Monster Month.
She sure did. And Monster Month is a bunch of events that are organized by the community, and there's events every weekend highlighting mostly Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Sensational Elora is also responsible for several of the events. Then Barb took a few months to talk about those events.
So if you take a look at what Sensational Elora does from the beginning, from the time the monsters are mounted to the awakening, to events like Pumpkin Day, which is a family-friendly, free event here in Center Wellington at the museum. It's growing. We're happy with that new location and the outreach it's bringing. It's a phenomenal event. There is so much going on, and it's just a great way for the community to rally on that Thanksgiving weekend. And this year, that's Saturday, October the 11th. Pray for great weather, guys, because we really need it. And normally, our soup-off would have been on the Monday of Thanksgiving weekend. Things have changed radically because the Wellington County Museum needs to not be able to be open at all on the Monday. And we bowed to their wisdom, and we've decided that we are going to take soup-off to the first Sunday following October, which is November the 2nd. And it's going to be as good as it ever was. It's going to be fabulous. And what it will do is allow a lot of people that have had to miss out on the soup off because they've been busy on Thanksgiving Monday. This lets them join and have a great time. It's going to be amazing. Just to remind everybody what it's about, we invite soup makers, and we can take up to 18 of them. And that includes pros, amateurs, and believe me, when I say amateurs, it means you're doing it for love, not money, and youth. So you get to strut your stuff, make your favorite soup, and make a lot of it. We need about 20 liters for you to make. But what we do is it's all showcased. People pay great money to come, taste the soups, vote on their favorites, and we have music happening. There is a sidebar thing that is just so phenomenal, and it is a huge part of Thanksgiving and Soup Off, and that is the empty bowls. Our potters from across the region make creative, beautiful bowls that are then available for sale. And you can use your bowl if you wish for your soup, but you can just save that. I buy some every year because they are like the best housewarming gift ever for people. I can't imagine anything more positive than giving somebody a fantastic, original, one-of-a-kind handmade bowl instead of a bottle of wine. Well, I sometimes bring wine too, but you know. But if you take a look at what happens with the Soup Off, where there is delicious soup to be shared, the end of it is every penny that you pay for bowls and for soup, every penny of this particular event goes to the food bank. It's our single most important fundraiser for the food bank. Doors open at 1, runs till 4 o'clock. And we're so grateful for all the people that come and partake.
So there's some changes to the Soup Off, as she highlighted, and so it's a big change from this year. But everything else, Pumpkin Day, Monster March, and of course the Awakening, the new exciting ceremony to kick off the monsters, it's changed completely this year. It's going to be on a Friday night instead of the Saturday. So this is a wonderful way for everyone to come for a free event to awaken the monsters.
Fantastic. And I have to say that it's kind of like a banging of the gong for the month. Everybody knows the fun has begun, and we're going to have 30 days or almost 30 days straight of different events in different places. And again, just a quickly addressing what Barb said. Clearly, they have evolved every event. If you haven't made it to Bissell Park following the Monster March, you have missed one of the best events, I think, that I see out there. I love it.
Last year, there was, I believe, almost 2,000 people that got dressed up with their families for a free, non-motorized parade that goes right down the main businesses and ends, as you mentioned, in Bissell Park for a fun celebration of all things spooky. And so we talked a little bit about Barb, about the volunteer aspect of what's required for Monster Month. Here's what she said.
Well, I'll start with volunteers. Nothing happens without them. We are a volunteer board, and we rely almost exclusively on volunteers. There are some professional services we do pay for, but for the most part, like so many of the nonprofits within our community, we are volunteer run, and it's with passion that we do what we do. So we are always seeking people with a similar passion to consider joining our board or joining one of our committees. We always can use more volunteers, and we're always grateful for what they bring, both their insights and perspectives, and also just having those extra hands to get things done. So anybody who has any window of time and feels they'd like to get involved with Sensational Elora and all of the things we do, reach out and contact us. You can reach us at info@sensationalelora.com, and we will get right back to you. And as far as donations and sponsorships go, we are grateful for every cent, because anybody who knows what it takes to do the events we do knows that it costs money. And if we want to have event funds targeted to go to the food bank, we need background support money to allow us to cover the expenses and the overheads that come into play. So that's key for us. If people have extra money, it doesn't matter how much it is. It's really wonderful if they're willing to help us. You can reach us. There's a donate button on monstermonth.ca and a donate button on Sensational Elora. There's also opportunities for both for sponsorship and volunteering. So if you go to either of the websites, monstermonth.ca, sensationalelora.com, you will find a way to reach us, and we'll be here to hear what you have to say.
So there it is. Lots of information about Monster Month. The best place to get insights on when and how, et cetera, is the monstermonth.ca. And all of this comes together, with the donations of the community. This is a non-profit nonprofit organization that is dedicated to the five senses. Sensational Elora is about the five senses. That's why they do events each year. And their whole goal is to raise awareness for the food bank and support for the food bank.
Right.
And ending hunger insecurity in our area. So your dollars go long and far by supporting Sensational Elora. And
just for a quick second, I know it's not really our jam to talk about it, but food insecurity is real and it's growing, and our community does not get to not have it. Unfortunately, it's everywhere, and I think we both agree that if and where and when and how you can help, it's kind of our job to do so. So please help them to help the food bank to help others.
And speaking of hunger and fangs and growls,
I know it's coming.
To speak with a monster. And so I think we've got a connection now. Hello, Monster. Thank you so much for joining us on the Elora Fergus podcast.
You disturbed my 10-month slumber. This better be good.
Oh my God, we woke you up. I'm so sorry.
Don't fool yourself, human. It was last month's bagpipes. You can hear those things 6 feet under the earth.
Well, Monster, we won't keep you.
It's Carl.
Oh, Carl, sorry. Since Monster Month is around the corner, we wanted to know if you are excited.
Excited? I've been sharpening my claws since last Halloween.
Monster, I don't usually speak to monsters, so I'm not as good as Ryan, but what's the best part about being a monster during this month?
Are you kidding me? Have you seen this economy? It's scary. A monster needs all the gigs he can get.
Okay, Monster, I'm sorry to bug you, but I have one more question. What do you think about the Elora Fergus podcast?
It's spooktacular. Even the dead have been tuning in. I heard people are dying to be a guest.
Wow, Barb, we got to speak with a monster. What an exclusive. You won't find that anywhere else.
Right? We have it all right here at the Elora Fergus podcast. We're very lucky.
And
I don't want to
am
know
so
the real
excited.
secrets of how you did that, by the way.
I won't share my devilish secrets into the monsters world. But listen, we're so thrilled that you joined us here on this episode of the Elora Fergus podcast. I'm Ryan Joyce.
And I'm Barbie Boy, but before I go, I want to say, Ryan, thank you for loving this month as much as you do as our community king or prince of magic and all things magical. Thank you for what you bring to the community and how you work with our community to make this place as magical as it is. Thank you and have a great day.